Rick Ross has always called himself the biggest boss, and for most rappers, that would just be talk. But when it comes to Ross, it's a business title. For years, he's been rapping about lemon pepper wings, Bel Air bottles, and luxury estates. But the thing that separates him from so many other rappers is that he didn't just talk about it, he built it. Ross isn't just a rapper, he's a restaurant mogul, a liquor brand ambassador, a real estate investor, and a published author. From hustling in Miami to hustling chicken wings across the country, Ross has created one of the most unique business empires in hip-hop. And at the center of it all is his love for Wingstop. This is the story of how Rick Ross turned a simple passion into a multi-million-dollar business blueprint. William Leonard Roberts II, better known as Rick Ross, made his name in hip-hop with the 2006 debut Port of Miami. The single Hustlin' was everywhere. That "Every Day I'm Hustlin'" hook didn't just describe his grind in music. It was foreshadowing. Ross built his brand as the boss. Lavish cars, Maybachs, luxury suites, Bel Air bottles, and the persona wasn't just rap fantasy. It was a business strategy. The identity gave him leverage when he founded Maybach Music Group in 2009. By 2012, Ross was on Forbes' Hip Hop Cash Kings list, making $9 million that year alone from rap, touring, and MMG deals. But even while his music career was hitting its peak, Ross was already thinking long-term. He knew music money wouldn't last forever. He needed something that would. Ross first tried Wingstop in the early 2000s, long before fame, and he was hooked, especially on the lemon pepper flavor. It became an inside joke among fans when Ross started name-dropping lemon pepper wings in his lyrics. By 2011, he turned the joke into business, buying his first Wingstop franchise in Memphis, Tennessee. The timing was perfect. In 2010, Wingstop had just 450 restaurants nationwide and about $200 million in system-wide sales. By 2020, they had grown to over 1,500 restaurants and $1.4 billion in sales. Ross got in on the ground floor, and as Wingstop expanded, so did his personal empire. But here's the genius. Ross didn't just buy a franchise. He used his music as free advertising. Every time he rapped about lemon pepper wings, he was marketing Wingstop. Songs like Lemon Pepper Freestyle with Drake in 2021 practically doubled as commercials. That authenticity, actually loving the product, made Ross one of the most effective brand ambassadors in rap history. Ross didn't stop at one location. By 2021, he owned at least 25 Wingstop franchises across the US, most of them in the South in markets he personally knew. To put that in perspective, the average Wingstop franchise does $1.5 million a year in gross sales. Multiply that by 25 stores, and Ross's Wingstop empire generates about $37 million in system-wide sales annually. Franchise owners typically keep around 5 to 10% in net profits after royalties, staff, and costs. That means Ross is likely pocketing somewhere between $1.5 and $3.5 million every year just from chicken wings. That's recurring revenue, money that comes in whether or not he drops an album. And Ross made it a family business. For his son's 16th birthday, he gifted him a Wingstop franchise, the ultimate generational wealth move. That story went viral, not just because it was flashy, but because it proved Ross wasn't just talking boss. He was teaching it. But chicken wings were just the start. Ross expanded across food and beverage with smart, high-visibility plays. In 2017, he purchased multiple Checkers restaurants in Miami. As he put it, he grew up walking past those restaurants when he couldn't afford to eat there. Owning them was both a business move and a personal victory. He also became the face of Luc Belaire Rosé in the mid-2010s. Today, Luc Belaire sells over 2 million bottles a year worldwide, and Ross's influence in hip-hop culture is a huge reason why. Then came Rap Snacks. Ross partnered with them to launch Rosé Cheddar Chips, joining other rappers like Migos and Lil Baby who turned snack aisles into brand extensions. These aren't random endorsements. They're part of a food and drink ecosystem that fits Ross's brand. Wings, fries, sparkling wine, and snacks. All affordable luxuries, products people buy over and over again. Ross also put serious money into real estate. In 2014, he bought the former estate of Evander Holyfield in Fayetteville, Georgia. The price tag? $5.8 million. The mansion, which Ross calls the Promised Land, has 109 rooms and 350-gallon pool and sits on 235 acres. It's one of the largest homes in the US, and Ross doesn't just live there. He rents it out for film productions, including Eddie Murphy's Coming to America in 2021. That means the mansion isn't just a flex. It's a cash-flowing asset. In 2022, Ross announced he was starting a cattle farm on the property. Another diversification move. From food service to actual food production, and let's not forget publishing. In 2021, Ross released The Perfect Day to Boss Up, a business and motivational book that became a New York Times bestseller. It added another revenue stream and solidified his image as more than a rapper. He's an entrepreneur teaching others how to build. Ross's blueprint isn't complicated, but it's effective. He aligned passion with business. He loved Wingstop before he invested, and that authenticity made every lemon pepper lyric free advertising. He scaled through franchises instead of starting from scratch, buying into proven systems like Wingstop and Checkers. He used music as marketing, turning his songs into cultural commercials. He diversified into essentials: food, drinks, snacks, products people buy every day. He thought about generational wealth, passing a Wingstop down to his son. And even his mansion, which most would see as a vanity purchase, makes money as a filming location. Ross's empire proves you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes the smartest business move is to take something that already works and make it yours. From Everyday I'm Hustlin' to Everyday I'm Franchising, Rick Ross turned rap fame into one of the most unique business empires in hip-hop, with Wingstop at the center. Checkers, Bel Air, Rap Snacks, and a massive real estate portfolio. Ross has built a blueprint that other rappers are starting to follow. The question is, will Ross go down as hip-hop's greatest food mogul, or will someone else step up to take that crown?